This is the audiobook sample for Lovely Rheeta by Rick Collins. This is my 34th audiobook, and it was released on February 12th, 2021. Here's an interesting tale of romance between a terminally ill boy and an African girl who was sold by her family and trafficked into the United States. It's relatively short and written with modern sensibilities, which I appreciated. I did my best to do an African accent for the girl, just as I did a Jamaican accent for one of the main characters in Instant Family, another audiobook I did. What's most important to me is conveying the character in a way that is not offensive and relates their culture and values in a way that is completely respectful. The book shares this view, which elevates it. And of course, as a person of color myself, I always advocate for people of a particular ethnicity voicing characters of the same ethnicity, as there are many talented minority audiobook creators who don't get a fair shake. In this vein, one of my favorite playwrights is August Wilson, whose plays like Fences and Two Trains Running force audience members to confront their inherent biases and America's history of racism towards Black people. His plays aren't just predominantly intended for Black actors. They're completely Black acted and cannot be performed in other ways, which of course, I love. I hope you enjoy this audiobook sample.
Chapter 1. Zippers. My mom calls the scar that runs up and down the length of my chest my zipper. It's funny when she says it, but not so much after a surgery, like the one I just had, because when I laugh, it hurts like hell. Like hell. You see, that's how it feels when I wake up from a surgery, where they split me open like a cantaloupe and do their best to fix my broken heart. I wake up from like my 10th surgery in the 16 years I've been alive. That's 6 more years than the doctors thought I would last. And my mom always asks me, "How's your zipper feeling?" And I laugh, and, like I said, it hurts like hell. But I laugh anyway, because I have to make jokes, so my mom and dad feel like I'm strong and have a wonderful sense of humor, which I really do. But maybe they could try to just smile when I wake up from surgery, instead of making their zipper joke. So I humor them, because if they were going to cut it out with the zipper joke, they would have done it by now. I was born blue. I mean literally blue. I'm not talking about being born sad. I have this condition called pulmonary atresia. I won't bore you with too many details, but basically, a heart has 4 valves and chambers that regulate how the blood comes into the heart. My heart has valves that didn't form properly when I was growing inside my mother. So, when I popped out of the oven, I was a blue smurf. The doctor whisked me away before my mother or father even had the chance to hold me. The hospital did some tests and found my heart was broken, so they gave me my first zipper a couple hours later. I was less than a day old, so I don't remember the surgery very well. Huh. Okay, so that sounds dreadful. Tons of kids are born this way, and after a couple zippers, they turn out fine and lead wonderful lives. Me, not so much. I mean, I live a fantastic life, like having extra gravy on potatoes. It's just that I know I'm way past my expiration date. I try not to think about it, but the notion of it is still there, suspended over me, like a cloud of gnats. Lovely. I hate gnats. I have 2 adoring parents, Gloria and George, and some truly great friends. There isn't a day that goes by where I'm not grateful for them. But like I said, the cloud of gnats is ubiquitous. You see, for some kids like me, other health problems show up later, because our hearts come out of the factory with design flaws. For example, my kidneys are problematic, so either I pee too much or too little. Never fun. At least I haven't had to be hooked up to a dialysis machine yet. That wouldn't be delightful, having my blood filtered twice a week. My liver is kind of funky, so I get yellow eyes now and again, which does nothing for my love life. And my friends on my track team make fun of me. They still love me though, Sometimes doctors, that's with a plural S, give me meds that help. And other times, well, I have to get zippered. Like today. Please, enough with the zipper joke, Mom. It hurts. I try not to laugh. How long are you going to milk that cow? I manage to wince. She leans over me and brushes my brown hair away from my eyes and kisses me on the forehead. As long as the milk doesn't run dry. She smiles and gives me butterfly kisses, like she always does. My dad stands next to my mother and holds my hand, the free one, not the one with the IV stuck into the back of it. Black and blue from when the nurse had trouble finding an open vein. The nurse told me sticking an IV in me was like fishing for minnows. Even when you catch one, they ain't much to eat. Everyone's a comedian. My dad is a quiet man. He does most of his communicating by the way he looks at me. He tries to smile, but there is a wariness to him. I've been split open too many times, and I know he is trying to be strong for me. But I know my health issues weigh heavily on him and my mom. The doctor comes in. I'm sure ready with his own Kevin Hart shtick. He tries to look serious, but he's done a bunch of zippers on me, so I know his act. Look serious, and then get me laughing.
A link to purchase Lovely Rheeta is in the description. This title was a royalty share production, so I make 20% from any purchases. Thanks for listening.